Hello, I'm Reed Herzig. I'm a senior scientist for Bayer Corporation. I'm also the Iowa Bio chairman. Iowa Bio has been a leader for over 26 years, representing our diverse member companies in our state of Iowa. Iowa leads the nation in the availability of biomass and the most robust industrial biotechnology infrastructure available in the US. Companies based here are using biomass as feedstocks for the production of a broad range of industrial bio-based products, including fuels, chemicals, polymers, and materials. We are also honored to present this award, which is named after George Washington Carver, who in 1891 became the first African American to enroll in what is today Iowa State University. You can see why Iowa Bio has been proud to sponsor this award for over 10 years running. I'm so pleased to be here today to help announce the George Washington Carver Award winner. So each year at the Bio Impact Ag and Environment Conference, Bio recognizes innovators in the field of industrial biotechnology and agriculture with the Bio George Washington Carver Award. The annual Bio George Washington Carver Award for Innovation in Industrial Biotechnology and Agriculture, sponsored by the Iowa Biotechnology Association, recognizes an individual who has made a significant contribution to building the bio-based economy by applying industrial biotechnology and agricultural feedstocks to create environmentally sustainable products. It serves as a lasting memorial to the original vision of George Washington Carver, who, over a century ago, pioneered bio-based products, materials, and energy derived from renewable agricultural feedstocks. On behalf of Bio and the Iowa Biotechnology Association, I am proud to present this year's Bio George Washington Carver Award to Dr. Pramod Chaudhari. Dr. Chaudhari is the founder and executive chairman of Praj Industries Limited. Praj Industries is active in 75 countries spanning 5 continents and aspires to be the most preferred organization for all stakeholders through environment-friendly and sustainable solutions that can make the world a better place. Praj values integrity, innovation, and agility as they develop and deliver cost-effective, safe, clean, and reliable bio-based technologies and engineering.
Thank you very much, Reed.
Thank you.
I'm very excited to receive this award, and I am very thankful to Bio and Iowa Bio for giving me this award for 2020.
Okay, Dr. Chaudhari, Praj Industries has become a world leader in ethanol technology. Can you talk about how the early days laid the foundation for the last 35 years of biotechnology development?
Well, when we started initially in early 80s, our main raw material for converting into ethanol was cane molasses. We started with cane molasses. And you know that cane molasses is a very challenging, difficult material because it is a waste from the sugar industry. And the composition changes from place to place. It has got a lot of muck inside. And to work on that, to make our yeast organism to work on that, it was always a major challenge. So that's how we started looking inside the molasses, and we have fingerprinted many samples, practically from Fiji to Peru. We have got more than 7,000 samples fingerprinted over a period of time. And in those early days, this approach really helped us because we could design a plant which will become robust, work day in, day out, and give the best possible results in terms of yield and fermentation efficiency. So that was the approach since beginning, and that has paid us rich dividend because we could work with any molasses, any part of the world. That has given us really the big opportunity to overcome the challenges.
All right, early on you saw the need for continuous innovation. Tell us how the founding of Praj Matrix has helped kindle that innovative spirit which has made the company so successful.
Because of this feedstock approach, because we believe in 3 approaches: feedstock, technology, and end product. So we developed a concept called multi-feed, multi-product. And it's not like we could only work with cane molasses. We are working in the very different routes of sugars. We work with starches. We work with, nowadays we also work with biomass. And all these things has allowed us to work only because of our R&D. There we try to optimize the process and try to get the best possible results. That's how matrix became a very important parameter in our journey. And that's where we are able to optimize. And our idea to offer end-to-end solutions has really got very good start. That is what was the reason of the use of matrix for our operations, R&D center. It really helped us in that way.
So in 2020, Praj Industries was named the #1 best place to work in the bioeconomy by Biofuels Digest. In your opinion, what makes Praj such an attractive place to work?
I think there are 3-4 things which do play a role in making Praj the #1 from the human resources point of view that they find best place to work. One is the environment of offering challenges and opportunities both to the employees. We give a lot of freedom for them testing or trying or introducing innovation. But innovation is the key. Every person, we believe, is having some creativity. And if they get a scope to expand on that, I think that really becomes very, very important. The second thing is the failures are not discouraged. In fact, you can say encouraged to fail. So that out of that failures, people learn and they find it and they can really come out with excellent ideas, excellent solutions. And that has been the approach. And I think that has made the employees to work. In fact, today we have got employees who are almost working since beginning, 30 years, 25 years. There is the average kind of a thing happening. And that has been making a best place to work. I think that was the major background of this journey.
Well, I would agree with that. Freedom to failure is key to really push the envelope on new technology. So that's good to hear. So Praj's biomobility platforms seek to provide more sustainable, bio-based solutions that not only reduce greenhouse gases, but lead to cleaner air and increased employment opportunities. Can you talk about what it takes to achieve such an ambitious goal?
Right from the beginning, I think when we wanted to make an impact on this process, this is the first passion about the need of biofuels, and they are to be made with a maximum energy gain. That was the starting point. That time, the words like LCA and carbon intensity was not really discussed. I'm talking about 20 years back. That time, what we are offering is that lowest energy input and maximum energy gain. Energy was the major parameter that was considered as the important criteria. But along the line, when we started looking at the LCA calculation, life cycle analysis calculations, we realized there are a number of parameters do play a role. And that includes the intake of the raw material, what has gone into making that raw material available, and ultimately what is the end product, what kind of a calculation it shows. So it covers energy in the form of steam or electricity. It covers water. Water became a very important aspect. So all these parameters put together can give you the right numbers. And how do you provide what kind of prime moles you are using, what kind of techniques you are using, so that also gives the calculation on the carbon intensity. So all these things become very important, that per unit of energy generated, what are the inputs which are going. In India, especially, we had an opportunity to work on the small scale plants, but distributed plants. So they reduce the movement of raw material or they reduce the movement of the end product. I mean, India is of course vast country, but we have a production closer to the fields, and that gives a lower consumption of energy to bring the biomass or feedstock to process. I think that was one of the things which could reduce that, and we could get a good handle on all things, and that we deployed our efforts to different parts of the world. We worked in, say, in South America, in Colombia, and other places. We also took these concepts. The last but not the least was the wastewater treatment. In molasses-based ethanol plants, the wastewater treatment plays a very critical role. By providing value addition or recovery of water from the wastewater became a very important criteria. And that also gave us a very good numbers on the overall sustainability. So a sustainability has taken from all angles, and ultimate last but least was circular bioeconomy, that we could make use of all waste product. Even from a second generation ethanol plant, which we have put up now, we are able to give lignosulfonate, we are able to give bitumen. Number of things we are able to create as a co-products, and they are having a value addition. So it's like recycle everything. That was the principle, reduce and recycle. These are the two principles on which I think we have built up the entire designs. That's how I'll put it, the reason for these areas.
That sounds great. Shows that engineering is a large part of pretty much every step along the way, quantifying those energy numbers, as you mentioned. So that's great to hear. How does the unprecedented disruption in energy markets associated with COVID-19 pandemic affect Praj's goal of providing sustainable biofuels for air, land, and sea transportation?
This is a very interesting scenario. The challenge of pandemic is in fact has creating an opportunity to leapfrog in this area of bioeconomy. This is my belief, that we are having, it's like an inflection point. People, average common man or common distinct person on the street, now realize that nature has to be taken care of. And for that purpose, use of bioenergy will play a very important role. We also already entered, apart from the biofuels, into biochemicals also, because they put together, both together, make a lot of sense. In a biomobility platform, we are having practically all aspects: surface, aviation, with the help of GEVO, we are introducing the aviation fuels and the marine fuels. All these three things do play an important role to ensure that the whole fuel dynamics is sustainable in terms of the numbers, CI numbers, its availability. In India, is also one more thing, is its reduction of import of crude oil, fossil fuels, because we depend 80% on the fossil fuels. So that also come down and also improve the self-reliance. So all these things put together is making a very interesting mix, that pandemic is really putting an acceleration in the future journey of bioenergy, at least in the context of India. And I'm sure that based on our experience and what dialogues we're having with the other countries, I think that something similarly is happening. But during pandemic, with the help of digital technology, we are able to go ahead with number of new opportunities. As I was telling, there's a pharma grade alcohol or ethanol is in demand. We have developed a technique that normal fuel ethanol, with the help of a couple of tricks, we can convert it into pharma grade ethanol. That is the demand which is coming up very big way. So like that, those are the solutions. And as I say, the more and more attention from the public at large is increasing, the awareness is increasing, and there's a demand pull getting created for nature-friendly products. So I think that is the thing which is going to be helpful for bioeconomy, as I said, to take a leapfrogging position in time to come.
Yeah, the pandemic, certainly you could fill a discussion about the negatives of it, but from a technology standpoint for the bioorganization, it is, I think, an opportunity, an inflection point, I think you mentioned, to really move in a new direction and get that energy behind it to move in some better new directions. So that's a great discussion. I think we're rapidly running out of time on our chat here. Do you have any final comments that you would like to convey?
Well, as I was telling that since because of the exposure to various parts of the world, there are 2-3 things which come to my mind. The mandates are growing. Now, more than 60 countries have mandated use of biofuels. The other part is we have to be careful of not involving the food along with the fuels, so avoid this conflict. That is very, very important. There's also a little conflict, which is of course not in the USA, but other places, is genetically modified crops. So that's again a challenge in especially countries like India and all that. They are not encouraging the GM crops or the crop residue to be used. The focus will, of course, will come more and more on the agri residue, and they will definitely get a more traction to be converted into value-added product. I think the ideas or the dreams which Carver dreamt 100 years back, so they're really becoming the example of modern industrial biotech, where it can be deployed for the betterment of the human beings. I think that's the way I'll put it, the way it's going forward.
Well, I would agree. I think some of the principles he would stand for, I think your answer is well stated towards that. So hopefully we have a great opportunity going forward.
Thank you.